Nessa is a baroness, and she's the head of a foundation that she inherited from her father that runs communication cable between Israel and Palestine. Her father was a Zionist gun runner, and so basically when she inherited his foundation, she subverts what he was doing, you know. So she's very powerful, she's very smart, she's also very emotional and broken and confused, and I mean, she's so many things, like we all are. I read the scripts and they were incredible. I mean, I never read anything like them before. On one hand, they had the thriller aspect, which was, Hugo was so good at that. I mean, so expertly, perfectly put together, the twists and turns and the secrets, and then underneath that was this ocean of real human life. And I'd never seen anything like that before. And I'd also really never, ever read a character like her before. Everything about her is very intense. I remember we shot the first 6 weeks, and then I had a few weeks off, and then came back to do the last however many weeks. When I came back in, and we were doing this big scene, I can't say what it was, it would give all sorts of things away, but just sort of walked right into this big Nessa scene. They're all kind of big. And I did the first take, and I didn't quite feel her, and then I did it again, and didn't still quite feel her. And then I did the third take, and I was like, right, she's so much more alive than I am, than any of us are. I mean, she's alive. I've done 2 plays with an English accent, I've done these 2 movies. So I've done it before. I knew when I started that I was competent at it. I knew how to do it. It wasn't learning something from scratch at all. And this is the first time I've ever felt that it was really in my bones. It was just me talking in an English accent, as if I learned French or something. And I love talking in English accent. And I loved playing Nessa with her English accent. And I remember when we finished, Hugo said to me, "Where are you gonna hang that accent?" I see all these benefits to working on television. I mean, for example, and I know it isn't always like this, but I love the scope of it. I love that you can't, the regular 2-hour rhythm that we're used to following in terms of a character's emotional life, maybe 3/4 of the way through, they'll cry and they'll show you what's really in their heart or whatever. And that's amazing, it works, it's worked forever. But in this case, shooting episode 7, episode 1, episode 4, all on the same day, often, I just couldn't keep track of that kind of neat rhythm. So it got really wild and really messy in a way that I loved. What I haven't yet had the experience of watching myself on television, or how television gets into people's minds. So I don't know yet how that will go. If I'll like that or not. I found it difficult that I know a lot of people have seen episode 1, but they haven't seen the whole thing. And so people will say, oh, we saw episode 1 and we saw this. And I feel like, but you haven't seen it. You haven't seen, in a movie, you have to stay, I mean, I guess if it's terrible, you can leave, but you see all my work, you see the whole thing from the whole character I made in one sitting. I'm finding it a little difficult. I keep saying to people, no, it's just the tip of the iceberg, episode 1. There's so much more